like to call to order the Plan Commission meeting for June, how did it get to be June already? June 3rd, 2025 at 6:01 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Attendance roll call.
Commissioner Groff. Here. Commissioner Kubaki is absent. Alderman Madden.
Here.
Commissioner Cieslik.
Here.
Commissioner Buckmaster absent. Commissioner Bartlett.
Here.
Mayor Pefalski.
Here.
Planner Trezbitowski.
Here.
Statement of public notice.
The agenda was posted and distributed to all news media requesting notification in accordance with the open meeting laws on Friday, May 30th.
Thank you. Consent business, Resolution PC 026-2025, approval of a one-lot certified survey map for Tom Cation located on a vacant parcel along Parker Drive west of Racine Avenue, tax key number 2274999. Resolution PC 027-2025, approval of the sale of fireworks for TNT Fireworks at Walmart located on Moreland Road, tax key 21699990003. Resolution PC 028-2025, approval of sale of fireworks for TNT Fireworks at Pick and Save located on Janesville Road for tax key number 21999999065. Resolution PC 029-2025, approval of sale of fireworks for Freedom Fireworks at Bossy Farm located on Janesville Road, tax key number 2172999, and that's all of it.
Motion to approve engross.
I will second and just want to add, do we have to do approval of the previous minutes?
We do, but I jumped ahead of that, so we'll do that next.
Okay.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Approval of the minutes from the May 6, 2025 Plan Commission meeting.
Move to approve.
And I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. And I was even checking things off. I don't know how I missed that. New business for consideration, Resolution PC 030-2025, approval of a building site and operation plan for Jewel Trucking located on a vacant lot in the southwest corner of Mercury Drive and Saturn Drive, tax key number 2228.999.025.
Move to approve.
Second.
Adam.
Thank you, Mayor. As is noted, this is for a new building for Jewel Trucking. Jewel Trucking is currently located in the industrial park, just 2 properties to the west of the newly proposed location. As part of this request, they are proposing to keep the existing site that they still have and just looking to build a new building with an outdoor storage area to meet their expanding business needs. The building itself is just under 17,000 square feet, excuse me, and is located at the intersection of Mercury Drive and Saturn. As far as the building itself goes, it's a large, scale industrial type building utilizing several different exterior materials, including masonry corners, first floor masonry with metal building panels on the gables, and the second floor areas between the masonry corners. The walls themselves contain, like I said, the variety of materials. There are definitely some windows on some elevations. There is a garage door on the front elevation as well as numerous garage doors on the rear elevation facing the storage yard. The building is predominantly gray tones, gray and tundra colored tones on the building that make up the architectural design of that structure. As far as the entry goes, you'll notice the entry is on the northeast corner of the building with the glass entryway. There is a projecting building feature that kind of frames that entry door that is located near that front entryway. As far as masonry goes, the design guide normally looks to see four-sided architecture and 50% masonry. In this case, all of the elevations more than exceed that 50% with the exception of the west elevation, which is the back, which is predominantly doors, and it also faces the outdoor storage yard. Overall, the average masonry on the entire building is over 56%. So staff definitely does believe that meets the intent of the ordinance and the design guides. The outdoor storage yard area is shown as being encompassed with an 8-foot tall composite fencing that is completely encloses any of the storage that would be out in that back storage lot. The only thing that staff wanted Plan Commission to think about, and if they have concerns, they can discuss it, and if not, they don't have to, would just be the idea of, because it is a larger building, and you can only obviously do so much with large steel structure buildings, is there any desire of the Plan Commission to have any kind of depth added to the building, just to break up kind of the idea of that big massy box, whether it's the type of awning features, horizontal awnings or something. It's something the Plan Commission can discuss. The resolution right now does not have any additional requirements, but if the Plan Commission want to discuss that, they could. As far as the site layout as a whole goes, there will be 2 entries to the front portion of the site on the east side of the building, as well as there will be access to the storage yard from the northwest corner of the site, as well as some gates kind of off the south corner of the building. Those gated areas will allow access to that rear storage lot. Now, one of the items that they have noted is that there is a area that they're looking on the east side of the property along Mercury to have a larger culvert to help facilitate maneuvering of their large trucks into the site. This is something that staff has talked with DPW and engineering about, and normally we have a maximum culvert length. In this case, and being that it's not residential, it's commercial, that we are willing to allow a larger culvert there to help facilitate this. The only question is, this area does currently contain a Zone A floodplain designated by FEMA. I do have some correspondence into FEMA to see exactly what we need to do to kind of address this, and I'm sorry, emails to DNR, and I'm waiting to hear back from them as a staff member there is on vacation. But we will work with the applicants and the engineer to address any kind of approvals they need through DNR, FEMA, to do any kind of fill in that area to accommodate that wider opening. The front of the site is where the bulk of the parking is. That area is encompassed with asphalt. The back storage part of the site is a mix of concrete kind of bordering the back of the building, as well as kind of on the north side of the building, which is an area that could have the tractors for their semis parked, as well as those spots then will also double as driver's spots when those trucks are out on the road. And then the remainder western part of the site would be gravel, where they plan on just keeping their outdoor equipment relating to their trailers and such. The area of gravel, normally gravel is a question that our ordinance looks to try to eliminate as much as possible, just due to concerns with dust. But given that this property is significantly far from any residential area, the code does allow the Plan Commission to grant a waiver, since it is enclosed, to be gravel, and staff doesn't foresee any problems or concerns with that. The only thing we're noting that wasn't really sure on the one plan is the entry at the northwest corner of the site. We do want to make sure that the approach all the way up into the fence line is at least paved, so we don't get issues with gravel tracking onto the road. As far as the fenced area goes, as I mentioned, it's an 8-foot tall composite fence that will screen the rear storage area. The only question staff really had on that is they are proposing a black chain link fence for the gates, and the idea of the chain link is to help lighten them because they are movable, and they are talking about black slatting. So this might be another topic the Plan Commission may want to discuss, as there really isn't black used on the building. It's predominantly grays. So the staff question was, is it maybe more appropriate to have, actually your traditional metal-looking chain link fencing with a gray slatting or something to just more fit within? I don't think we normally want to draw attention to slatting, as it's normally not preferred, but it makes sense on the gates. So that's something the Plan Commission could choose to discuss. Otherwise, employees and any kind of visitors will be parking predominantly on the east side of the site, like I said, with the drivers of the trucks parking either there or on the north side of the building. All the drive aisles and parking stall sizes appear to meet the code requirements. There is an easement that's shown under the building for a utility easement that I believe was a byproduct of a former building on this site. So one of the notes is that they have to work to either get that signed off on or removed, which shouldn't be a big deal. There was a note too that there is a chance, depending on where final budget numbers come in, that they may need to shrink the building by one stall. And we just have noted in the resolution that if they do that, that's fine. That as long as it's only one bay or one stall, we'll call it in reduction, that they don't have to come back to Plan Commission. And as long as it comes out of the middle of the building, meaning that the end masonry components and all the windows are still there. If it would be more than one bay of removal, then we said it would have to come back to Plan, because then that's changing the building a little more dramatically. As far as other items go, they are showing ground-mounted mechanicals on the north side of the building. That was something staff was recommending because the building is kind of bigger and a flat roof. We didn't think it would be too attractive to have anything on the roof, so it was nice that they moved those on the ground. Any kind of dumpsters or refuse containers will be enclosed in that fenced area. Also, they're showing on the southwest part of the site an area specifically for that. Their plans for landscaping did show some pretty robust landscaping. It will go through the formal review kind of closer to building permit time, but they are accounting for landscaping. They are accounting for lighting, which will be sure at the time of permitting that all the lighting meets our city specs, but tentatively and preliminarily it seems like it should. The only one note is that the light pole bases in the fenced area can't be taller than we would typically see in a parking lot. So anything in the fenced area can be 2.5 or 3 feet tall. Any light pole bases in the non-enclosed area cannot exceed those 6 inches above grade, which is typical per the codes. Other than that, staff just has those couple conditions noted in the resolution's approval, and we're recommending approval for this project. We think it'll be a nice addition to this park. I'm glad to see the business expanding. And just a reminder, the only 2 things that the Planning Commission may or may not choose to discuss would be any additional architectural features or anything relating to the fence gates or colors.
You want to start with questions or comments? I would just add that I'll be abstaining. This is our firm is representing, and Jeff from our firm is here to answer any questions if need be.
I think it'll be a great addition to the industrial park. I don't have any.
Yeah, I think it looks very clean. The awning, I assume that white border and the main entrance is in fact kind of the architectural improvement for that approach, and I think it looks fine, very clean. Black versus gray on the slatting, I don't know. I think that's splitting hairs.
Yeah, I would probably say the same thing. I like the form. I drove around there the other day, and this is clearly one of the standout buildings in that area, which is great. The only thing I guess I would say is, again, the architecture a little bit. Could we maybe pull out the gable ends a little bit, give a little bit more overhang to give a little bit, a shadow line or something, just to give it a little bit more character. It is kind of boxy, but other than that, that's a great looking building. So.
I just remember what was there 20 years ago, and this is a vast improvement.
Yes.
When we had what probably turned into one of Muskego's largest fires at the time, I was like, this is probably the best thing we did to improve the whole park at the time. And I'm excited to see a local business growing like that. So
Absolutely.
Regarding the gate itself, I mean, I don't want to get my nose too far into how you're designing this. It is the industrial park, where this isn't on Janesville Road or Moreland or anything else. So I think it's good to see the property.
And I think, the black slat with the fence color, I think they kind of complement each other, honestly. So I think that looks nice.
The architectural features, where do you stop? You can always improve buildings. I'm glad staff brings that forward for us to have to consider. That is their job, and in this case, I'm okay with it. Gravel, I literally probably am the closest house to it. It's never going to reach my house, so it's fine. So, any other feedback? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Thank you. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
There's no old business, miscellaneous business. There is none. Motion to adjourn would be.
Mayor, do we want to mention July?
Yes. Before we adjourn, as typical, we are not going to have a July meeting. If there is a need for it, we would do it that third week.
I think we were maybe talking about the 15th, was it, or the 17th?
Yeah,
That,
so
that
if
third
need-
full week in July.
If needed, we'll do it that week, but typically we try to cancel the July meeting. We'll see what comes in. Right now, we don't have.
I don't think anything right now, Aaron, right? There's been a few people talking, but we haven't heard from them in a little bit,
So
so.
if we do move, it would be that third week, so try to keep that at least penciled in, but my goal is to actually cancel it. So.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned at 6:16. Thank you.